Give it up for Nick Offerman!
Holidays on the Kelly Clarkson Show. We're in the San Fernando Valley where there ain't much snow. I'd like to wrestle my wife under the mistletoe, but I'll leave it at that because this is a family show.
I love it!
Hey.
I love
Thank you.
this! Wait, did you say hello?
Hello.
Did you make that? Is that one of the things you've made?
I did make this ukulele.
What?
It's garbage, actually, if you look up close.
Oh my gosh.
But it sounds like a ukulele.
I was gonna say, it sounds great. Yeah.
Did you see the Beatles Get Back?
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of based on me and my songwriting.
The similarities are just uncanny. Yeah. So wait, what else have you made recently?
What I made is You Look Fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
I love
It's
so nice to be here for the holidays.
we love Christmas. We were trying to go big for Christmas. I'm Texan. We don't go small ever. But I love that you make things. I think it's so cool. And I don't know like a lot of people that really do that in general anymore. I think that's so cool.
I think it's really healthy. I was brought up in a family of people who make things. And Megan is amazing. Just a couple days ago, she made me the most amazing pecan pie.
I love pecan pie.
I mean, I can't wait. There's still a couple pieces left, so if we can keep things moving
So that was
here.
rude. You didn't bring any.
No, I didn't.
Fine.
And I want to get home.
Well, you've said before that you and Megan, y'all make each other gifts, right?
That's right.
So like what? Like what are some examples?
Well, I love making her stuff. I mean, I make her furniture and, other things out of wood. And sometimes we've been together 21 years, so if I come up...
That's amazing, by the way. Yeah, that's amazing.
If I come up short, because I like to do traditional anniversary gifts and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes, that list where it's like, year 5 is copper.
Yeah, or the wood is one, yeah.
Yeah, so one year was willow, so I made her a little elf spoon out of willow, out of the wood willow. And that went over big, and so then a few times, if I don't have a good idea, then I've made her a fork and a knife.
You lean back into the cutlery.
Yeah, so now, and there's a teacup and a saucer. So I think eventually, as long as I don't get kicked out of the house, she'll eventually have a full dinner set.
I love for elves.
Yeah.
I love it. Wait, so you made Amy Poehler, is it correct that like it was a paddle out of doors? And it was doors from the Parks and Rec set, right?
Yeah.
How did you do that?
When the show finished, the entire bullpen of that great set for Parks and Rec, all the trim was red oak that actually had come from Indiana to California.
I know, but they let you have it?
Well, no, here's the thing. So, and this is a real beef I have with the corporate side of our business, is that because of liability, you're not supposed to take anything out of the dumpster, like wood, like
Which is wasteful.
It's super wasteful. So. I mentioned when they struck the set for Parks and Rec, I said to the guy driving the truck to the landfill, if you happen to hit a speed bump near my shop and some of this red oak falls onto the sidewalk, I would love to turn it into canoe paddles to give to the cast and the producers.
Which is so cool.
So yeah, I mean, I'm grateful that driver was somewhat reckless.
Yeah. That's unfortunate, but what kind of music do you listen to whenever you're making stuff?
In the shop, the wood shop is a great place to play music because, you're often sanding a table like this or painting varnish, jobs that require some meditative moments. So the first music I listened to was in my dad's basement shop. And I remember in the winter, he'd have the wood stove going. And there was a radio station out of Chicago called WJJD, and they would play like the Mills Brothers and Tommy Dorsey and Rosemary Clooney and Ella Fitzgerald. So sort of big band swing jazz era.
Yeah.
So that always makes me feel really nostalgic. And like when I hear the Mills Brothers, I get the smell of varnish.
I love that nostalgia. Like it comes with memories, music.
Yeah.
I love that.
But yeah, we listen to all kinds of stuff.
I do that when I quilt. I put vinyl on whenever I quilt. That's my big thing. I go to classics. Do you ever do like Carole King? Like that's a good one.
Totally.
Just saying.
Or early Neil Young.
Yeah.
which
Neil Young, great.
or any of those Laurel Canyon gang.
I love
Crosby,
that.
Stills, Nash.
Like a total
Take
party
your pick.
happening.
Yeah.
While you're making stuff. So the new book is called, I love the title, Where the Deer and the Antelope Play, and then there's more words. I said it before. But what's it about? Like, why? What inspired this? I love this.
Well, it's about our relationship with nature. You know, I love to read certain agrarian writers, which is a fancy word for
Agrarian.
for good farmers.
Yeah.
People who grow a crop or livestock with an eye towards how can we raise cattle on this land in a way that we can keep doing it, that will sustain
You won't ruin it,
the
yeah.
nature on this land. And when I was reading, I was like, oh yeah, I'm really guilty, as most of us are, with being lazily ignorant to like who grows our food and where does it come from, and are we taking care of the land that's
And what's being
feeding
sprayed
us?
on it.
Yeah, exactly. And so, with a sense of humor, I travel around, do a few different trips, and talk about our relationship with nature in this book.
I love that. Well, and you grew up in nature. You grew up on a farm, right? So
In a farm family, yeah,
Yeah.
in Illinois, working for my family.
did you have like all those jobs? Like my daughter, she got excited. She came home from our Rancho Montana, and apparently one of her jobs, or her job was literally mucking the stalls. So she just was shoveling horse
Yeah.
poop, and she loved it.
Well, that's the thing. That was my first job. Was
Was it?
shoveling out the pig waste.
Okay, this is a thing we give children. I love it.
Well, that's the thing.
Her arms were killing her. She was like,
It's work that needs doing, but you can't really break anything. Like you can't
Yeah.
screw it up.
yeah. I think it's really good for kids to grow up doing stuff like that. But did you ever see? I know you took a road trip, you and Megan. So did y'all ever see any like deer or antelope on the range?
We did actually, yeah. I mean, in parts of Texas and Arizona, while I was out hiking, we would run into both deer and antelope. They didn't seem super playful. They were more businesslike.
Yeah, like get away.
They were looking for food.
So whose idea it was for y'all to travel? Because you traveled around in an Airstream, which I love an Airstream, by the way.
Oh man, they're so
Yeah.
groovy.
Yeah.
Megan is the curator of all things in our house. Like,
Oh, I love
if work needs doing that requires tools, then it's in my wheelhouse. Otherwise, if it's picking anything with taste or culture, we're like, honey, please tell me what movie we're gonna see. So it was her idea to go see our families in Oklahoma and Illinois for Thanksgiving last year. So we went. We thought we were going to go buy one of those Sprinter vans that's like a little Airstream.
Yeah.
And we ended up leaving with the biggest Airstream they had for sale.
Oh my God, we're the same.
We're
and then
so spoiled.
did you get out there and have any issues? Because that's the thing that you think this is so fun, and then you get out there and you're like, oh no,
Well,
something goes wrong. Did anything go wrong?
not completely wrong, but like I was busy actually shooting a season of Making It with Amy Poehler while we were about to leave on this trip. So I didn't have time to sort of.
All I'm hearing are excuses right now.
Okay, here comes some more. So I was like, I'm sure I've handled equipment my whole life, so I'm sure I'll figure it out as we go. But the very first night, we got to the place too late, so they wouldn't let us in.
Oh.
They made us stay in a parking lot, and I wasn't familiar. You've got an electrical system, you got plumbing, you got septic tanks, you got propane, all kinds of stuff going on, and I hadn't had the time to figure it all out yet. So the first night we spent freezing our butts off. We couldn't turn the heat on because we didn't have electricity. There's nothing to plug into.
Oh my God.
So very quickly I learned how to get on top of those systems, and fortunately we're still married.
I was gonna say, did you learn that because of your desire or her annoyance at you not knowing?
I mean, the two are not unconnected.
I love that. I love that moment. I can just see both of you like, this is so great. This is time together. You're like freezing in it. So wait, in the book you revealed that you and your wife both have a connection to Rob Lowe, and I know that connection, but everyone else doesn't. So explain.
Well, when you get together with another actor, and this is true, and this is my whole life, when you start dating someone, one of the things you do, you have an awareness of like, oh, by the way, I was in a play with this person, or you figure out who you've both kissed, or you sort of get.
This is a conversation?
Yeah, it's a thing. so that you know, I mean, it's true of any new relationship where it's.
Not me. I don't want to know any past.
But you learn, but eventually you learn about each other's significant others.
Okay.
And in this case, because he's a marquee name, it came up at some point that Megan, in the movie About Last Night, had this crazy throat-kissing scene with Rob Lowe, where she plays this floozy, like trying to distract him from Demi Moore.
Yeah.
And they have this crazy French kissing scene. And at some point, I randomly saw it. We were at a hotel, and it happened to be on TV, and it was so traumatic, where I was like, and,
what are you doing?
I mean, it was 15 years later, but I said, honey, you clearly are in love with Rob Lowe. This is going to be a situation between us. And so it always kind of stuck with me, but then until some years later on Parks and Recreation, in an episode where I think Rob Lowe's character finds out that it's Ron Swanson's birthday, and he ends up kissing me on the mouth in this episode.
Both been there.
At which point I was like, okay, honey, I get it. Everything's cool,
even.
Everything's fine. And now, if you step back a little ways and squint, you could say that we've had a threesome. That's how it is in Hollywood.
That's what your book should have been called. Our Threesome with Rob Lowe. That's amazing. I love that. I don't know if I'd want to know all of that.
No, I mean...
I think not that it bothers me, I just mean like, you can't help your past, so why talk about it?
It is weird, and especially if your wife is a gorgeous, star, they keep coming out where you'll be watching a show and she'll be like, oh, actually, I was engaged to this guy, and you're like...
Oh my God. And you're like, that's fine.
That's fine, honey.
That's amazing. Well, Nick's book is called Where the Deer and the Antelope Play, The Pastoral Observations of One Ignorant American Who Loves to Walk Outside. It's out now. I cannot wait to read it. I love you so much. You're literally one of my favorite people on the planet.